When you look at our past, one question screams louder than any other. How? How did a city utterly destroyed by the 1900 Galveston hurricane achieve what it did in the years that followed to clean up the seawall, the razing of the entire city? Stay till the end. Imagine over 4,100 homes, 600 businesses reduced to rubble, piles 8 to 15 feet high stretching for miles, with property damage of $750 million in today's sum. Yet in mere days, water and telegraph were back. Within 3 weeks, cotton exports resumed. And in 6 months, over 1,000 new homes stood, with thousands more repaired. All that work was done with no connection to the mainland. Yeah, the fourth railroad bridge and the famed wagon bridge that was completed in 1893 was destroyed, and remarkably, there wasn't another bridge until 12 years later. It was not connected to the mainland, Galveston. People forget this key point when they discuss the rapid recovery Galveston pulled off. That means every single piece of lumber, brick, cement, and other materials for repairs and new construction had to be brought to the island by water, which would significantly increase cost, time, and complexity. I'm sure some of the survivors would have been able-bodied and could help, but think of the traumatization they just went through, those poor individuals. That type of bottleneck in transportation would severely delay skilled laborers, engineers, and construction workers, wouldn't it? Yet in 4 months after the erasing of Galveston, the plans were finalized to build a seawall to protect the city from future destruction. In 5 months, the county authorized bonds for funding this gigantic undertaking. Bonds? You mean you're going to build this seawall with these poor citizens' future income? What future income? It's gone. Every story I read on this says that Galveston survivors, from the wealthiest to the working class, collectively purchased those bonds to fund the island's redevelopment, which is extremely striking to hear when you consider the relentless series of calamities they had already faced, which were the 2 storm surges of 1842, a $1 million hurricane in 1867, the 1875 and 1886 storms that famously wiped Indianola off the map, and just the year before the last storm in 1885, the Great Fire of Galveston, which decimated 42 city blocks, nearly 600 buildings, and rendered thousands homeless. Then literally the day before the 1-year anniversary of the storm, the Texas state legislature authorized the seawall's construction on September 7, 1901. So you immediately put into action a seawall to build when there isn't even a city to protect? You want to start with the bridge for transport of materials on and off the island? Even a temporary one? Why not evacuate everyone and everything until the logistics of the island are secure so people and materials aren't left on an island? This means that 5,200 railway carloads of crushed granite, 1,800 carloads of sand, 1,000 carloads of cement, 1,200 carloads of round wooden pilings, 4,000 carloads of wooden sheet pilings, 3,700 carloads of stone riprap, and 5 carloads of reinforced steel had to be loaded and offloaded onto and from ships or barges, then moved to the seawall's construction site on sand? This one link is a major part, guys. How? See, I told you. I say it every time, every video, I'm sorry. But how? The first section of the seawall was, believe it or not, 3.3 miles. 3.3. Take the decimal away. The wall had a 16-foot wide base, 5-foot wide top, and was 17 feet tall from start to finish, okay? 3.3 miles. The contract was awarded to J.M. O'Rourke and George Steinmetz with the completion window of 15 months. That's all they gave them, 15 months, okay? Build the wall. There's hurricanes coming. We know they're coming. Don't worry about the bridge or the houses or anything else. Just build the wall. Build the wall now. The seawall was completed after a year, 10 months, and 10 days following the devastation, but now we've got a city at sea level behind a 17-foot wall. You've created a swimming pool, essentially. So what's next? Picking every single thing up to that level. We're talking about over 500 city blocks, not just dirt, but roads, buildings, utility lines, railroads, the entire existing infrastructure you just rebuilt to live in. Starting at the 17-foot high seawall, it then sloped down to 8 feet inland. How? With 8 million cubic yards of sand pumped from the bay. They lifted 2,000 buildings, including massive stone mansions and even a 3-story brick church, without a single crack or structural damage. This wasn't done with modern machinery, guys. It was hundreds of workers, often schoolboys, it says, operating thousands of manually operated jacks, turning them in perfect synchronized quarter turns. Large structures sometimes needed 500 to 700 jacks all at once. Utilities, electricity, gas, water, sewage were kept fully operational, temporarily suspended as the land underneath was filled in, and even railroad and streetcar tracks were just raised without halting service. What I've noticed through these grainy, unbelievable, and downright insulting photos is that not one of those houses looked like they ever got muddy. No smears, no hand marks, no fade in the paint. Perfectly clean houses, right? And all that done within a few years of the most devastating and deadliest natural disaster in recorded history. Love y'all, and have a good day.